Hey guys, how are you? Good? My name is Danilo. This is João from Zero Institute.
Hello everyone.
Today we are here from Brisbane office and we are going to talk about commercial cookery. Those students who are planning to come to Australia, study a new course, a new pathway for life. So we are going to explain what you need to do, what you can do, which kind of work you can do after the graduation, those kind of things, okay? So João, talk with us about Zero.
Hello everyone. Thank you Danilo for inviting me. My name is João. I'm from Zero Institute, a college that offers hospitality, business, cookery course and other courses for international students. We have campuses in Brisbane, Gold Coast and Perth, offering all the courses in all the campuses with an exception of one or two courses that we offer only in certain campuses, but yeah, we are offering these courses for international students since 2016, but we are based on the domestic students market for longer.
Okay. So we from Information Planner have more than 25 years of experience in the market. So we have offices in 13 countries, more than 50 offices around the world. Here in Australia we have offices in Adelaide, Brisbane, Gold Coast, Sydney, Manly, Melbourne, Perth. So we are in the most biggest cities. And in this live, we are gonna share 30 minutes with Sarah, with João. He's gonna explain us about this process. And then after the last 30 minutes, we're gonna talk with Claudio from Seven Migration, and then we are gonna talk with him about the pathway to PR, okay? So, João, can you please introduce us your courses?
Sure. In the commercial cookery faculty, we have three main programs that students normally look for. One of them, the most popular, is the Accelerated Culinary program. It is a program offered for 110 weeks duration, and it covers the Certificate 3, Certificate 4 in Cookery, and the Diploma of Hospitality Management, Commercial Cookery, Certificate 3 and 4 in Commercial Cookery, and Diploma of Hospitality Management. And we also have what we call the Executive Chef Training, which is pretty much the same program with an addition of the Advanced Diploma of Hospitality Management, covering 155 weeks duration. We also have, popular with some students in particular cases, the Certificate 4 in Commercial Cookery only, with 92 weeks duration, all of them eligible for the graduate visa. All these courses are offered in all the campuses we have in Australia, and we make sure that our students, they have the units being offered in the right order, so they start from the beginning and evolve and advance throughout the course, gaining more experience. This happens in the course and within the practical classes. Another factor is the structure we have. We try to reflect as much as possible the kitchen real life experience with equipment, the setup, so students, they really feel prepared when they see themselves in the first job opportunity. We know that a kitchen environment is not that beautiful setup. It's not necessarily spacious, so we need to make sure that these students, they feel comfortable in these tight, small places between 10 and 15. Having all the equipment is really essential for us, and also the guaranteed vocational placement, so we can guarantee internship for the students who wants to boost their experience, have a really good resume in the end of their courses, or if it's a case of a student starting in this new industry, they can get their first experience since the resume build up, and also going to the interview and the first experience in the kitchen.
What about people who doesn't have experience on the field? Like, let's say, I've never been in a kitchen. Do you think is a good environment to start? Like, do you guys can offer to these people like a good learning to
Yes.
start to be a cook or a chef in the future?
Definitely, I have experience in the kitchen, and I think the kitchen can be one of the most welcoming and demographic environment. So everybody who has hard-working abilities or at least a little bit of motivation and energy is welcomed in the kitchen. Of course, having the qualification will bring them more opportunities quicker in their path. And at the college and the course we offer, we make sure that they can have this qualification properly offered, and the internship, the vocational placement, can bring this base for these students who are never worked in the kitchen before, and prepare them to be. Yes, be back. So the qualification, the position a student will have in a kitchen will depend on the qualification they have. A student finishing in the certificate 4 level, they will be a cook, chef of the party. It will be more responsible for one section. A diploma level can allow the student be up to a sous chef position, and executive chef training will prepare these students to be a head chef, to be an executive chef, which brings more responsibilities. This student can be a general manager, can open his or her own business, and has the highest qualification in the kitchen.
Good to know. So, what are the entry requirements for this course? What I need to do to start the course at zero?
For any of those courses, we request at least a high school level as an academic entry requirement. And then for English level, especially for the 2 packages that we start with a certificate 3, we request at least an intermediate level of English, because it's really operational. It doesn't have many strategic thinking at the first year pretty much of the course, and then during the course they will evolve their English level, and then they will go to the certificate 4 with a better English knowledge, and they will be able to plan, to think strategically, and then use more the English level, the higher level of English. But basically, being 18 years old of have 18 years old of age, high school level, and intermediate level of English.
Cool. So sometimes the student, they doesn't know what is the perfect course for them, if it fits to their life. So how do I know that commercial cookery is the right course for me?
That's a trick question. I suggest having a minimum experience, not necessarily technical experience, but try a day or 2 in a real life setup, kitchen, especially for students who are in Australia, who already hold a student visa, are studying English or any other vocational course. They can have the experience of trying a position for 1 day, 2 a weekend in a kitchen, and this can be this can bring an idea for them if this is something they would like to do or not. Of course, it is a hard work position, so it is not an easy environment. You gotta be aware that you will be standing pretty much the whole day, working under pressure with sometimes stressful situations if the restaurant is busy. But it is a place, like, for personal experience, I always prefer to working in the kitchen, because you are yourself, and you feel, of course, exhausted but comfortable on what you're doing with your friends around, and interacting with your team. There is always the pros and cons, but if the student has the possibility to try or another prior to get to this course, that will be a good strategy.
All right. So what about the structure of the classes? Practical and theoretical.
So our courses are theory for the first 2 months. So we have 6 weeks, 6 units normally offered during 8 weeks. So it's fundamental units, legislation, food safety, all the requirements to get to the practical classes. And then after that we have 8 to 9 months of practical classes. So there will be classes twice a week. And then after these, the practical classes, it will get back to only theory classes. The assessments are always submitted online. So we have our online platform with information, e-quizzes, videos, and the content, so they can feed themselves with the information. With the addition of the theory lecture, they will be able to have the information to fill out the theory component of the assessments. But all the assessments, they have theory and practical components. So the trainer, even though the fundamental units like food safety, how to deal with food, how to work as a team, the trainer will evaluate the students' behavior in the kitchen during the practical classes. So they will submit the assessments, some assessments, but they won't be considered competent yet unless they are prove that in the practical class. So all the assessments, they have theory and practical element as well.
So how does it work with the placement work? So do you guys help them?
Of course, we have a vocational placement coordinator in the campus. She makes the contracts and make the partnerships with all the hotels, restaurants that we have in the cities we have our campuses, and she sits in the particular time of the course. She will sit with the student and understand the student background, where the student would like to go, what the experience they would like to have, if they are already working in the kitchen, and understand if in case they are already working in the kitchen, if the student has the tasks they can validate for the minimum hours to complete the course and be eligible for a graduate visa. If not, we try to understand their availability, where they would like to work, what sort of restaurant setup they would like to have experience, and make the connection between them and our partner, preparing them for the interview. We go with them in the interview if they don't feel confident to go by themselves, and until they get the position they would like to have, so they can have the whole experience during the course.
Really nice. So how many days per week do I need to go to school?
During the it will depend what is the moment they will be in the course. The first 8 weeks that I mentioned, once a week minimally they need to go for the theory classes, and there is another online tutorial possibility. The trainer will be available for them. When they have practical classes, there will be 2 days minimally with this third tutorial possibility, and then they need to understand that the vocational placement, the internship is another day. They will be allocating in the week, but doesn't necessarily need to be every single week of the course. They can, for example, they instead of during the year we have 10 holidays forecast in 1 year. Those weeks that they have holidays and they won't have classes, they can organize to have internship during the days they used to have classes, so they can exchange and accommodate the internship during the course,
and you guys have
and make of course, and make everything possible. So, and then after they finish practical classes, it will remain to be at least once a week in the campus, and another online tutorial possibility if they need an extra assistance.
So I know you have campus in Gold Coast, Brisbane, and Perth. Mm-hmm. What about COVID-19 things that we are facing? You guys are delivering the course face-to-face?
Face-to-face. After July, when the campus, the colleges and the businesses start returning back to new normal activities, we offer the courses the theory courses face-to-face and or online, the way the students feel more comfortable. But after October, in our last, when we started our last term, we started delivering only face-to-face, and we returned to practical classes, normal practical classes since July last year. So it's all normal now.
Perfect. When can I start the course this year? So which are the intake dates?
We have intake dates pretty much every month. Pretty much every 4-6 weeks we have an intake. So the next intake will be on the 15th of February, and then 15th of March, and then if I'm not wrong, the beginning of May, and then we have 6 weeks. But it is pretty much every month. We have 11 intakes throughout 1 year, so it's pretty often.
And let's say if I start my course here in Brisbane, and in the middle of the year I want to change, I want to move to Perth. Am I able to do that?
Yes, of course. That's one of the advantages of having a campus in campuses in different cities. So students, they will need to make sure they finish all the units in this particular campus they are studying, being competent in all of the units. So can they start in the new campus from where they stopped in the campus they were studying previously, but all the units were marked by the first trainer, and then they can continue the course with the new trainer with the units in the new campus. But it's definitely possible.
Cool. Can you talk me about your facilities here in Brisbane? So where you're based, the facility, and where is your kitchen?
So here in Brisbane, we have the campus here in the city, and our kitchen it is based in Yeronga. It's around 10 minutes from the city. On the Gold Coast, if I can mention the other campuses, on the Gold Coast we have our campus in Southport and our kitchen in Reedy Creek, around 20-25 minutes from Southport. But we have a van that brings the students from the campus to the kitchen and return. This is possible pretty much on the Gold Coast, because the public transport and the location is not as easy to access as in Brisbane or Perth. And in Perth we have 3 kitchens at the moment. We have a mainland campus, and we are about to launch a new campus in Bayswater with a kitchen on site. And all the kitchens we have in Perth is located 5 to 10 minutes from the city. I've never been in Perth, but I was informed that the public transport is pretty affordable. It's way cheaper than here in Brisbane or in Queensland, which is pretty much the same fare. And the transport by car is pretty easy. There's no traffic, so being located 5-10 minutes from the city is not a big issue. And we have plenty of kitchens in Perth as well.
Okay, good. So you mentioned about internship. Do you guys have any kind of partnership with big companies?
We do. We used to have a kitchen here in Brisbane at Sofitel Hotel. Due to the COVID and the restrictions to get in the facility, we decided to close the operation there. But we still have great partnership with the Accor Group, which is Sofitel Peppers. Only the Novotel is not one of our partners, but we have Stanford Plaza here in Brisbane as well. We have QT Hotel, QT Resort on the Gold Coast, Royal Pines Resort. We have golf clubs, rugby teams, different restaurants, fine dining, more standard levels. A lot of good partners in our vocational placement.
Well, thank you so much, João.
No worries.
So thank you, João, for your time. I appreciate. So now you're going to talk with Claudio from 7 Migration, and then he's going to explain the pathway between student visa with commercial cookery to get your PR. Thank you, João.
Thank you. See you guys.
Let's gonna join with Claudio. Hi, Claudio. How are you? Good?
Opa, how are you?
I'm fine. Good to see you.
Good to see you. I was coming ready to come online in 5 minutes, but I just decided to log in a little earlier. I hope that's
That's
okay.
okay. That's okay. Thank you. So, Claudio,
Yeah.
can you talk a little bit about Seven Migration?
Sure. Seven Migration is a migration agency that is present in Perth, Adelaide, and Sydney. However, we offer consultations and services for clients all over Australia and even in other countries. We also attend clients online when available. We have been in the market for 5 years and we are the main partner for Information Planet. We work together to offer the best products and services for Information Planet students as well.
Cool. So I just spoke with João from Zero. The guys there are delivering the commercial cookery course. So I have some questions about this. So let's say if I study commercial cookery, I'm eligible to migrate to Australia, and which is the pathway?
Well, if you study commercial cookery, you might be on the right track to be eligible to migrate to Australia. It's not as simple as just studying the course. Obviously, studying the course is the first step, but then we have to take all the steps after the course. The good news is that chef is in the medium long-term migration list, and that qualifies the students of commercial cookery to the graduate visa. And this is extremely important nowadays for a migration plan because these applicants will have 18 months of work visa after their qualification, which they can use to gain work experience, do a skills assessment, qualify for more points, improve their English, maybe meet the eligibility requirements for a stage. But it is always important to plan. It's not just to do the course, but obviously, if you are already studying the course, you are in the right track to migrate for sure.
Cool. Is there any difference in studying the regional areas or in the major cities or not?
Yes, the first main difference is that if you study the whole course, the whole 2 years in a regional area, you are eligible to 5 extra points for regional study. So this is the main point of the main advantage of studying regional. But also there are a few regional areas that require you to study in a regional area. So let's say, for example, in Australia, the chef is on the migration list, but you can only apply if you have studied in Perth. So if you haven't studied in Perth, you will not be eligible to apply. So that happens in a few other states. So that's also a point that we should consider. But in the whole Australia, the main difference in about studying in regional area or not is the 5 extra points.
So one question that I have is like, do I need to study and live or just study? My question is because many people from Brisbane, they want to study in Gold Coast, a regional area, but they want to live here in Brisbane. So can I do that?
No. If you want to gain the 5 extra points for regional study, you have to study, live, and work in regional area. You cannot do any of these 3 in Brisbane. So you must really move to the Gold Coast, study there, and also find a job there. You cannot go back to Brisbane to work. So your whole life must be in a regional area for the whole 2 years study.
Cool. Can you explain me the steps to get the migration pathway to Cookery, with Cookery?
Yeah, sure. The first thing, we have to do a package of at least 2 years, and that must include the certificate 4 of commercial cookery. So it can be a 2-year certificate 3 plus certificate 4 if available in your stage. I don't know, Cyril, I believe it's certificate 3, 4, and then you have to do the diploma of hospitality to complete the 2-year study, which is a requirement for you to progress to the graduate visa. So the graduate visa is extremely important, and you will need to reach competent English. Competent English is 6 on each band of IELTS or 50 on each band of on PTE, so you can apply for the graduate visa. And also has to include 360 hours of work placement during the course. And I believe Sarah also includes that for the course. So when you are on the graduate visa, you will be on the program called Job Ready Program. You'll be on the second step. The first step is the completion of the course and the 360 hours of work placement. During the graduate visa, you will have 18 months to complete the 3 other steps. The second step is the 1,725 hours of working as a chef during at least 12 months, right? So when you complete the 1,725 hours in 12 months, you complete the step 2. Step 3 is a practical assessment, right? So an assessor from TRA, the Trades Recognition Australia, will come to your workplace and they will assess you on a practical basis. They will see you working, they will talk to your employer, and that basically is the step 3. Step 4 is basically just bureaucracy. You send some documents, pay slips, and they approve you to have a positive skills assessment for the occupation, cook or chef, because the 2-year package allows you to apply for both occupations. Next step is, okay, now you have the IELTS, because you have done the IELTS to apply for your graduate visa. You have your skills assessment. Next step will be to see what visa you will be applying. And the most common visa is the state nomination 190 or the regional state nomination 491, right? So we will have to check which state has chef or cook in their occupation list and what are the requirements for that state. So now is not a good time to talk about state nomination requirements because most states are closed or they have made a special list just for essential workers. But if someone is already studying and they will graduate by the end of the year, or they will still are doing the job ready program, or they will start the course, they don't have to worry about the moment now, because by the time they finish the course, finish the and are finally eligible to apply, things will be changed, and probably the pandemic will be behind us, hopefully.
Hopefully. So yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but to apply for graduate visa in commercial cookery, I need to study at least 90 weeks. So yes. Zero, they have many programs, since from certificate 3 to advanced diploma. If I choose, for example, a package to study certificate 3, 4 diploma and advanced diploma, is different to study only, for example, certificate for 90 weeks?
I never seen actually a certificate 4 with 92 weeks. It might have a school or another school that has that program, but because your occupation as a chef your experience as a chef will be valid from the conclusion of certificate 4, it is better if you can apply. If you can conclude the certificate 4 earlier, then while you are studying the diploma and the advanced diploma, you are already counting experience as a chef. So I would definitely recommend for everyone who can do a package that will include the diploma in hospitality and also the advanced diploma in hospitality to do so, because we will have like probably 1 year of study after the certificate 4 plus the graduate visa. So by the end of the graduate visa, they will already have 2.5 years of work experience plus bridging visas and everything we can claim. So definitely it is a good package if we can include the diploma in hospitality and the advanced diploma.
Cool. Let's say that I'm going to extend my visa, but I'm not so sure if I want to do commercial cookery, but I decide to do hospitality, diploma of hospitality, 1 year. And then after 1 year, I need to extend my visa again, and then I decide to do commercial cookery. Can I do that, and can I still apply for graduate visa?
Well, yes, okay. If you have already completed the diploma of hospitality, and then the next course you will do on a new visa, because you will be going on a lower level of qualification. On a new visa, if you want to study the certificate 3 and 4, nevertheless, it will be a 2-year package, and you will still be eligible to apply for graduate visa and migrate as a chef for sure. Yeah, it's not very logic because you have started in a higher qualification and then you have come down. Immigration might look and say, what's going on here? But it is still possible.
Cool. And how good should be my English during this process? So do I need to study hard?
Well, yeah, for chef, not necessarily for most people, unless we need points test. If we need some extra points, English will be very important. English is the easiest way, not the easiest, but the quickest way to gain more points. So if you have a good age, if you have a bachelor's degree, if you have studied 2-year plus 1-year experience, if you have a partner who can speak English or no partner at all, usually your points will be quite good. We might need a higher English course. So basically, in these cases, competent English 6 on IELTS should be sufficient if at least you are considering a regional visa, such as a 491, which will give you 15 points extra. So in cases in which people are losing points for reasons that other applicants will not lose points. For example, if you have a partner that don't speak English, or if you are over 40, you are losing too much points. So in these cases, I would recommend to try to reach at least the proficient English. Proficient English is 7 on IELTS on each band, or a 65 on each band of PTE. Right, so in these cases, it's fundamental that you reach proficient English, and also there's the case when a person wants to apply for the 190. Right, the 190 will not help you with much points. So it's important that we try to get points somewhere else. And English is always one step to gain 1 point that you improve in your IELTS score is 10 points in the points test for visa. So it's another way we can work.
All right. So how do I know that I meet the requirements to apply for the graduate visa? So do I need to study diploma, advanced diploma, something like that?
Yeah, to apply for the graduate visa, the requirements are you must have studied 2 years in Australia in courses related to the occupation of chef, right? And that will include the certificate 3, the certificate 4, diploma of hospitality, and advanced diploma as well, if you want to do the whole package. As long as you study at least 2 years, including courses relevant to chef, and that must include mandatorily the certificate 4 in commercial cookery, you have met the study requirement. You have your course or yourself have to have done a 360 hours work placement, either as part of your course or not. So if you don't have 360 hours as part of your course, you can try to find employment by yourself during the course. And also you need to have an overall competent English on IELTS or PTE, and a minimum vocational English, which is 5 on IELTS or 36 on PTE. Why I never say that they can reach these points? Because for the next step, they will need at least competence. So let's just get rid of IELTS and get competent English once and for all to apply for the graduate visa, which will still be valid when we progress to a state nomination 491 or 190. So steps to apply for the graduate visa: completion of a certificate in a 2-year study related to chef, competent English overall with a minimum vocational English, and pretty much that's it. Yeah, you need to apply for skills assessment, but that will be automatically as part of your application.
Cool. And how much do I need to save to do my PR? More or less.
Okay, so there will be many steps. Your pathway will start with the course, and the course you will have to talk to information planner to discuss prices and conditions of payments and everything, including health insurance, visa application. So this will be the first course you will have when you are planning your application to your pathway to a permanent residency. The next step will be the graduate visa. The graduate visa will depend on if you are including partner or not, but usually it can be as low as 3,500. So 3,500 is already possible to apply for the graduate visa. And then you will have to do the job ready program. The job ready program will have 4 steps. Each one of them has its own cost. The most expensive one is the step 3, which is the practical assessment, which costs $2,000, right? So after that, we have to apply for your state nomination expression of interest. It will depend if you will be doing with the help of a migration agent or not. That can come to a cost of like probably $1,500 to $2,000 depending on the migration agent. And the next step, the final step, is the visa application. The visa application for the PR is $4,000, $4,045 for the main applicant, and $2,025 for the $2,025 to the secondary applicant. Again, it will depend if you are doing with a migration agent or not. It can come up to probably $8,000 to $10,000 plus everything I have already mentioned.
Cool. Claudio, I have a question about regional area. So let's say I start my course in Brisbane and I decide to move to Perth, in campus Perth. I'm eligible to gain these 5 points to study in the regional area or not?
Sorry, I missed the first part of the question. Can you repeat? So, you blanked.
Let's say I start my commercial cookery here at 0 in Brisbane campus, and in the middle of the course, after 1 year, I decide to move to Perth. So I'm eligible to get these 5 points extras or not?
No. The whole 2 year, the whole package of 2 year must be in a regional area by living, working, and study all in the regional area.
Clear. Okay. So I'm going to open for questions. So guys, if you want to ask Claudio about your case, so we are open to receive these questions.
I believe we had already a question from Lucio Vera. How many points do I have in WA to be invited for the 491 and 190 for the accountant occupation in Western Australia? Accountant occupation is currently closed. So doesn't matter how many points you have, you will not be eligible to apply for accounting in WA. Actually, it is quite hard to apply for accountant anywhere in Australia nowadays, right? So it might be a problem.
What about the chances of commercial cooker or the chef position? Do I have a high chance to get my PR in Australia, or you have a specific place to go?
It is, there are very good chances to migrate as a chef. We have done many processes for PR as a chef, cook as well. The only thing is the moment we are now is not very favorable. Most state nominations occupations are closed. especially for chefs. So, for example, in Brisbane, we don't have a list yet. So in New South Wales, chef is not on the list. The list is very short and it only includes essential workers. In Victoria, they're not inviting chef. They're only inviting essential workers. So it will depend on the stage. Usually, historically, chef was on all occupation lists, and there were many possibilities. At this moment, is not great. Chances are not great, but it's not only chef. It's not great for everyone. So everyone now is being harmed by the pandemic. In WA, it is open for most occupations, including chef. So for people in WA, the pathway is still a little bit better. But soon other states will start releasing their occupation lists again. And in June, this financial year ends, the new program year 2021-2022 come up again, and we have to check the occupation might be there after July. So don't worry if you don't see chef as an occupation list for now. It should come back for most occupations lists. There's also a pathway to apply as an employer sponsor. So if you are on a graduate visa, you have already completed 2 years of work experience, we might be able to talk to your employer and see if he would consider a sponsor visa for you. Yeah, so this is another possibility if you don't qualify for any skill visa and you are ready to apply now.
Normally, when the lists change?
Normally is July. So the migration program year is the same as the financial year. So the list starts on 1st of July and come until 30th of June. But during the financial year, it might have changes, which is happening now, right? So we are in January and their list is being changed and everything, because the states can change their lists at any time with no previous announcements. So states are free to do that. They usually do in July together with immigration, but because this year has been crazy, the states have been crazy as well.
Okay, cool. Claudio, would you like to say thank you for your to participate in our live? Guys, if you have any question, you can come to our office, you can call here, we can send an email. I believe Claudio is more than happy to help you guys. So thank you so much, and that's gonna rock 2021.
That's it. See you guys. See you next time. Bye.